Hi, this is A.S. Kulkarni. Welcome to my presentation on drug distribution systems in hospital. Learning outcomes of today's presentations are: after completion of this presentation, you will be able to understand the individual prescription order system, unit dose dispensing system, and floor ward stock system in the hospital. Also, you will be able to apply the various drug distribution methods for inpatient. So in this presentation, we'll see the drug distribution systems in hospitals for the inpatients. So before going to actual presentation, here is a reflection spot for you. How will you apply the right drug distribution method for inpatient? Just pause the presentation, write the answer for it, and then play the presentation. I think you have written something about this question. Let's move forward. So in this presentation we will see the inpatient services. So you can see in this picture, so here patients which are actually admitted in the hospital, that is called as an inpatient. So here the patient get hospitalized for the purpose of treatment, cure of disease, surgery, or rehabilitation. So if the patient is hospitalized, so that particular patient is called as a inpatient, and the treatment is provided to that particular patient. So here, for the purpose of drug distribution, hospital will use the different methods to provide the better service to the inpatient. So here you can see here the different methods which are used for the drug distribution purpose to the inpatient. So in that, individual prescription method is there, that is individual prescription order system. Second one, complete floor stock system. Third is there, that is a combination of 1 and 2, that is in combination of individual prescription order system and complete floor stock system. And fourth method is there, unit dose dispensing system. So let's see one by one. So first method is the individual prescription order system. So here actually patient or his relative is going in the pharmacy for getting the treatment. So here direct observation of prescription is taking place by the pharmacist, which is written by the physician to the patient. So here the medication errors will be avoided because that particular prescription which is directly checked by the pharmacist. So you see here the most of the hospitals, like very small hospitals, adopted this particular method for dispensing of medicine to the inpatient, as well as in the private clinics this particular method is adopted. So here medicines which are dispensed by pharmacists and or is under direction. So here the patient will get the medicines, so that particular medicines which is dispensed by the pharmacist, or that particular medicines which is dispensed under his observation or supervision. So here the dispensed medicines labeled with the individual patient name. So here on that particular container where the or in which the particular medicines which are arranged, so that particular container which is labeled with that particular patient name. So here pharmacist should take care of that the right medicines goes to the right patient. So here at the time of dispensing, here the patient counseling is done with that particular person. So here the information is given to that particular patient related to the medications. So how to take that particular medicine, what is the time is there, so what type of foods should be avoided with that particular medication. So like that information which is provided to that particular patient. So every method has some advantages and some disadvantages. So let's see the advantages of individual prescription order system. So here you can see the particular prescription which are directly checked by the pharmacist, means the medicines which are dispensed by the pharmacist are under his observation. So due to that reason, so here the medication error could be avoided because that particular prescription which is checked by the pharmacist. Okay. So this particular method facilitates the interaction between pharmacist, the doctor and the nurses as well as to the patient. As well as this method require less manpower, and this method helps to close control on the inventory. So it helps to control the inventory. So these are the some advantages of individual prescription order system. Let's see the disadvantages of this method. So it is very difficult to dispense the medicine in absence of pharmacist. If there is a medicine which is dispensed in absence of pharmacist, so there will be chances of a medication errors. So all medicines should be dispensed by the pharmacist or under his observation. As well as this method can't be used in a big hospital because so many patients which are admitted in the hospital, and it is not easy to dispense the medicines to all the patients which is admitted in that big hospitals. And next disadvantage is the medicine cost may be increased. So there may be a possibility to increase the cost of that particular medicine. So this is about the individual prescription order system which are used to dispense medicine to the inpatient. Let's move forward. Here we will see the second method of drug distribution system to the inpatient. So here complete floor stock method is there. So here actually that particular medicines which are stored in nursing station or wards. So here both the pharmacist and nursing persons which are responsible for the dispensing of medicine. So whatever the medicines which is required to the patient, so here pharmacy must dispense or distribute that particular medicine to the nursing ward, and then the nursing peoples are responsible to administer or to provide such a medicine which is required to that particular patient. So this dispensing is based on the prescription which is provided by the physicians. You can see in this picture, so this is an nursing ward where the actual medicines are stored for the purpose of dispensing that particular medicine to the inpatient which is present in that particular ward. Also, so these medicines which are categorized, or that drugs which are categorized in two categories. In that first, charge floor stock drugs. So what is the meaning of charge floor stock drug? So here the charges of that particular medicine which is directly added in the patient bill after its administration, called as charge floor stock drugs. And non-charge floor stock drug means here the charges of that particular medicines which is not directly added in the patient bill after its administration. So let's see the first category of that drug, charge floor stock drugs. So here these types of medicines which are stored in a nursing station for all the time, or for the all the patient which is present in that particular ward. So and in every time there is a stock of that particular medicine which is required for the patient. So here after administration the charges which is directly added to the patient account, that is called as a charge floor stock drugs. So it is due to the high cost of that particular drug and a quantity which is used or the frequency which is used for that particular patient. So which may include some injectables, some infusions like antibiotics such as penicillin, amoxicillin or any other antibiotic. So the cost of that particular antibiotics which is high. So due to that reason it is directly charged the patient, as well as that particular category includes anti-allergic, anti-hypertensive, CVS drugs, anticoagulants, anti-epileptics and some of the miscellaneous, like some of the infusion bottles like dextrose 50%, mannitol is there. So that particular category drugs which is administered to the patient, and after administration here the charges of that particular drug which is directly added in the patient account. So these types of drugs which are dispensed by using envelope method. So here that particular envelope method is used to dispense drug from pharmacy to the nursing station, and that particular envelope which is used to dispense the medicines to the patient from the nursing station. So let's see the envelope method. So here for the dispensing of a charge flow stock drug, envelope method is used. So here the drug which is dispensed with the help of envelope method. So here envelope was used to dispense the drug to the nursing station. So whatever the material or medicines which is required to the patient, so here first that pharmacy should dispense that particular medicine to the nursing ward with the help of or with the packing with the envelope. So here pharmacists pre-fill envelope with a predetermined quantity of needed drug to that particular patient and place that particular envelope on the nursing wards. So here this is a pre-label which is present at the envelope. So here there is a name of that particular patient, ward number, date and name of the nurse who have actually given that particular drug to the patient. So here with the help of this pre-label, here that particular drug which is dispensed to the nursing. So at the time of administration, nurses write the name of that particular patient on this label and room number and date of the administration and the name who is actually given that particular medicines or drug to the patient. After that administration, the particularly envelope which is put in the out basket, and that basket, so here you can see the at the time of administration, here nursing which is writing that particular name of patient, ward number, date and time on that particular label. So after that he is putting that field label in the out basket, and that basket which is sent to the pharmacy where it is priced and forwarded to the billing section. So after the administration, the nursing sending that particular envelope, filled envelope to the pharmacy with the help of out a basket, and when it is received in the pharmacy, so there will be a pricing of that particular medicine, and that pricing which is forwarded to the billing section. So by using this step, the administration of charge flow stop drug in a patient is takes place. Next category of drug, that is a non-charge flow stock drugs. Here the medicines of that particular category which are kept at the nursing station for all the patients. So here pharmacy is responsible to dispense that particular medicines to the nursing ward. So here the cost of medicine is not directly added to the patient bill or bills. So here the medicine cost may be calculated as per the day expenses. So here the cost of that medicine which is not directly added. So here the cost of that medicine which is calculated on the basis of the day expenses of that particular patients. After that, that billing is added at the discharge of that particular patient. So here some points or some factors which are considered while maintaining the charge flow stock drugs in the nursing session. So that includes the category of that drug and the frequency of that particular drug use, the quantity which is required to that particular patient, that is quantity of drug needed, and very important the cost of that particular drug, and last one the inventory and budget of the hospital. So all these factors which are considered when storing the non-charge flow stock drugs in the nursing station as well as charge flow stock drug. So all these factors which is considered when there is a storing of medicines to the nursing home for the dispensing purpose to the patient. Also here the non-charge drug which is dispensed by using drug basket method or the mobile dispensing unit. So by using one of these methods here, non-charge flow stock drug which is dispensed to the nursing station for the purpose of dispensing of medicines to the patient from the nursing station. So here we will see the first method which are used for the dispensing of non-charge flow stock drugs, that is drug basket method. So here actual the basket is used for dispensing of a drug from pharmacy to the nursing station. So it is a very commonly method which are used. So here basket is used. So here it is necessary to check the stock of that particular medicine at the nursing station. So here the night duty nurse checks the drug stock against the master list which is provided by the pharmacy. So here the list of drugs which is provided at pharmacy. So here by using that particular list, here nursing staff who is actually working at the night is checking the stock of that particular medicines. So he is doing the check marks on that particular list, or she is doing the check mark of that particular list. So after that he or she made the requisition. Then the empty bottles and containers along with the requisition slip which are placing in the basket, in this basket, and here that basket is sent to the pharmacy staff or the pharmacy department. So here after that sending the basket to the pharmacy department or pharmacy staff, here that pharmacist or pharmacy department collects that particular basket and will arrange the medicines to dispense on the that particular ward requisition. So here after arranging, here pharmacist putting that particular medicines in the basket and the requisition slip in it as well as the receipt of that particular dispensed medicines in that particular basket, and then pharmacist finally delivered that particular basket to the floor. So these are the steps which are involved by for dispensing of non-charge flow stock drugs to the nursing ward. So you just remember here drug basket method. So here basket is used and nursing doing the actually requisition for the storage or stock of that particular drug in that nursing ward. Next, we will see here the mobile dispensing unit are using for the dispensing of non-charge flow stock drug. So here a specially designed cupboard or trolley with a facility to carry all the size container. So here that particular trolley or cupboard is used as a mobile dispensing unit where all the medicines which are stored inside that cup or in the trolley. So here that particular mobile dispensing unit have ability to carry all types of containers or all sizes of containers. So here no need to check that particular stock in nursing station with the night duty nurse. So here night duty nurse need not to check the stock of that particular cupboard or that mobile dispensing unit. So here pharmacy should inspect the drug cabinet or that mobile dispensing unit and refill all the empty containers and arrange all the medicines which is required in that particular mobile dispensing unit. So you just remember here nursing is not doing the active work here in this mobile dispensing unit. Here pharmacists are checking that particular cabinet and arranging the medicines or refilling the medicines in that particular mobile dispensing unit. So here after arranging, the copy of a requisition is sent to the nursing station to check that particular material which is filled in it in the mobile dispensing unit. So you can see in this picture. So after that pharmacist brought out that the pharmacy and is available at the nursing station. So here the pharmacist is responsible to inspect the mobile dispensing unit and refill the medicines in it. So you just remember here. So here it increases the interaction between pharmacist and nursing staff. So this is overall about the steps involved in dispensing of a non-charge flow stock drug by using the mobile dispensing unit. So overall pharmacist is responsible in case of mobile dispensing unit. So every method has some advantages and disadvantages. Let's see the advantages of complete flow stock system. So here all types of drug which is easily available in the ward. So this is the first advantages of complete flow stock system. So whatever the medicines which are required to dispense to the patient, so that medicines will be easily available, and it minimizes the return of medicines to the pharmacy, because here pharmacy is not actively dispensing medicines to the patient directly. So here first that particular dispensing is done to the nursing station, and nursing station is providing the medicines to the patient. So there is no any medicines will be returned to the pharmacy, as well as it reduces the inpatient prescription orders to the pharmacy. So all types of drug will available in a nursing station, then definitely there is a reduction of prescription of the inpatient to the pharmacy, as well as less number of pharmacy staff is required in the pharmacy. So these are the advantages. Let's see the disadvantages of complete flow stock system. So here the chances of increase of medication errors. So this is because here the medicines which are not dispensed by the pharmacy. So here there is no any supervision of the pharmacist while dispensing of medicines to the pharmacy. So definitely there will be a chances to increase the medication error, as well as it increases the drug inventory. So whatever the medicines which is required in nursing station or to the patient to that particular ward, so definitely there is a need to maintain the inventory. So it increases the inventory because that same medicines which is present in pharmacy as well as in the nursing station, so the inventory of drug that is increased, so it increases the hazardous due to the drug deterioration. So here, due to the degradation of a drug or the degradation of that particular drug will be increased due to the lack of facilities which is available in the nursing station, as well as there will be a wastage of drug due to the insufficient storage facility, which is not means sufficient facilities which is not available in the nursing station. So due to that reason, there will be a wastage of that drug. So these are the some advantages and disadvantages of complete flow stock system. Let's see the next method of drug distributions to the inpatient. So here third method is that is combination of method 1 and 2, that is individual prescription order system and complete flow stock system. So these combination methods which are mainly used in the most of the hospitals. So basically hospitals follow the individual prescription order system method and they are maintaining limited flow stock drugs in that particular nursing station, means they are providing individual prescription method system as well as the complete flow stock system with limited drugs. So it includes that economy of that or the it will not affect the directly on the budget of that hospital. That's why here most of the hospitals are using these methods or this method, that is combination of method 1 and 2, that is individual prescription order system and complete flow stock system. Let's move to the next method, that is unit dose dispensing system. So it is nothing but the conversion of bulk drug into the single or multiple units, and after that processing here drug distribution is takes place to the patient. So there is a conversion of that bulk to single or multiple dose unit. So these are ordered, packed, handled and administered in single or multiple units containing predetermined amount of drug. So here bulk is repacked in a single dose quantity in an individual pack. So you can see in this picture, so here that particular 100 ml liquid dosage container, when the particular patient needs 5 ml drug, then that particular bulk drug which is transferred as a required amount in that 5 ml container which is required to that actual patient, and after that conversion or transformation from bulk to the single unit or multi-unit, so that particular container which is dispensed to the patient. Just remember here conversion of bulk drug into a single or multiple drug as per the requirement. If patient require 30 ml drug, then it is transferred in a 30 ml container and then it is dispensed to the that particular patient. That is called as a unit dose dispensing system. So all these activities for unit dose dispensing here, that activities which are carried out under the control of a pharmacist or legally qualified pharmacist. So whatever the activities which is going for the unit dose dispensing, all these activities which is done under the observation or supervision of pharmacist. So here this system follows by two ways, that is centralized unit dose dispensing system and decentralized unit dose dispensing system. That is centralized unit dose dispensing system means actually that central pharmacy receives the prescription which is provided by the physician, and actually central pharmacy dispensing that particular unit dose to the patient. That is called as a centralized unit dose distribution system. Means here actually dispensing is done by that central pharmacy. And decentralized unit dose distribution system means here the distribution takes place by the branch of central pharmacy, that is called as a satellite pharmacy. So here the dispensing in this centralized unit dose dispensing system, here the branches of the central pharmacy actually dispensing the medicines to the patient. So let's see the centralized unit dose dispensing system and a decentralized unit dose dispensing system. Let's see first here all the medicines in the centralized unit dose dispensing system are stored in a central area of the pharmacy or central pharmacy or the main pharmacy. So whatever the prescriptions which is provided by the physician to directly received to that particular central pharmacy, and actually the medicines which are distributed to the patient directly from the central pharmacy or the main pharmacy, that is called as centralized unit distribution system. Let's see the decentralized unit dose dispensing system or distribution system. So here the medicines which are stored in a satellite pharmacy, that is satellite pharmacy means it is a branch of central pharmacy who is actually supplying medicines to the satellite pharmacy. So here central pharmacies are responsible to maintain the stock in the satellite pharmacy. Here all the activities are conducted in the satellite pharmacy. So the prescription which is received to the satellite pharmacy. So here medicines which are directly distributed to the patient from the satellite pharmacy. So satellite pharmacy is a branch of pharmacy when the medicine which is distributed by the satellite pharmacy, so it is called as decentralized unit distribution system. And when the medicines is dispensed by the central pharmacy, so it is called as a centralized unit dose distribution system. Let's move forward. So here we'll see the advantages of unit dose dispensing system and disadvantages. Let's see first advantages. So with the help of this unit dose dispensing system, there will be a better stability of drug because there is a conversion of a bulk drug into a unit or multi-dose. So definitely there will be a better stability of that particular drugs. So it avoids duplication of orders. It also avoids loss and drug wastage because here conversion of bulk drug into a single or unit dose. Next advantage is patients are charged only those drugs which are administered. Means here these are beneficial to the patient. So whatever the material which is or that particular medicine which is administered by that particular patient, he will charge only for that particular dose, not for the all the bulk drugs. So it is very important in the hospital and related to the patients. So here nursing time which is saved because of a ready dose, because here the pharmacy which are converting that bulk drug into a single dose, that is ready dose is there. So definitely the nursing time will be saved there and they can utilize that particular time for providing better patient care. And next advantage is the it avoids the medication errors because these all the activities which are under or which are in the control of legally qualified pharmacists. So definitely the medication error will be decreased there Let's see some disadvantages of unit dose dispensing system. So here the system is consuming time, so more time is required, so it is an time consuming activity. So definitely it requires time, because here is a conversion of bulk drug into a unit dose, so it requires more time for packaging, as well as the cost of medicine will be increased. Definitely here the cost of medicine will increase, because we are transferring the medication or medicines from one container to another, as well as labeling is also required there. So definitely it increases the cost of that particular medicine, as well as more manpower is required. Next disadvantages is, so this system requires extra space, because these activities are required more space, as well as some extra facilities are required. For example, some machineries for the packaging or for the transformation of medication or drug from one container to the another container. So this is a major disadvantage, and it directly affects on the budget of the hospital. Next disadvantage is the ledger and posting become tedious. So it is the also major disadvantages of this system. So these are the some advantages and disadvantages of unit dose dispensing system. So these four steps or these four methods which are used for dispensing of medicines to the inpatient. That is, first we have seen that individual prescription order system. Second method is there, that is complete flow stock system. Third method is the combination of first, that is individual prescription order system, and the complete flow stock system, that is combination of method 1 and 2. And last method is there, that is unit dose dispensing system. So all these four methods are using in the hospital for dispensing of drugs to the inpatient. If you have any query related to this, you can drop your query on my number as well as on my email ID, which is provided on your screen. And lastly, thank you for patient listening.